Hello, Scrolls fans. Welcome to Scrolls Rack number 3. We have a Decay creature build we have brewed together, myself and Sisp. We've got over 40 on the creature count, including Soul Steels and Anima Conduits. It's something like 45. So we are going to do our very best to just flood the board with Decay creatures and see if I can use this deck to beat down Sisp. And Sisp, I don't actually know what you're playing here.
I'm going to be piloting a pretty fast energy deck here. Let's see how it goes.
Interesting. So this will be fun. And you can see from my opening hand, I mulliganed a high-cost hand and then have a very nice curve to start with. So I'm looking forward to seeing that in action.
Sounds good.
And for those that haven't seen, the deck build is on YouTube as well, one episode back. So I'll link to that in the description just in case you haven't seen it. And you get to start with a Dust Runner. So now I have to decide, do I want to try to move down and challenge that? And I think I'm going to. Though I admit I'm a little nervous in case you drop a gun automaton here.
Nothing so fancy.
Or a useless contraption. Or a spark.
Or a spark.
So now you put my 3 health creature at risk. But I'm actually okay with that because I have the Soul Steel.
Oh.
Otherwise, I would not have moved down and risked my Bog Hound.
Well played, sir. Well played. Okay, let's see here.
But I'm down to only 1 card in hand.
Yeah, that's rough.
Boom Reaver.
Yeah. Boom! Reaver.
Alright, sacrificing for scrolls, which I don't like to do on 3, but some Decay players really do. And I have to be mindful that you play goofy scrolls sometimes, so you might have a blind rage trick.
I might.
You might. But if you do, so be it. I'm going to play out some creatures.
Mangy.
So that is our 7th and 8th 1-drop, the Mangy Rats.
Well, I had a good play and then I botched it, so... But I'm
gonna run this Meyer Shambler up there. You better have something.
Yeah, I know. I had something for it, but I botched it. So I'll do something a little bit more aggressive.
Interesting. So now I'm gonna sacrifice for scrolls again. And we're going to put one of these spells to use.
Oh! Brutal.
Alright, now I need to think very carefully about how to control this randomization as best I can. And I also want to move my Bog Hounds in range to continue to threaten so you can't run away.
Both of those are going to be a little bit tricky, but...
Yeah, I don't know if I can pull off both. I think I botched it. Oh well. I'll take one out of them. Actually, I had the 1 in 4 chance, but I didn't want to.
You could have gone 4 with the Shambler and then 4 with 1 Hound and the other Hound down, for instance. Could have been okay. That I would have moved up, but that play is pretty hard.
Yeah. And I really wish I had a 1-drop in hand to fill out my curve, so I left that. That's the first resource that I've left hanging this game, and that would have made that math much, much easier.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I wanted to... My number 1 objective was to get my Bog Hounds in line so I can take out the gun auto or whatever you place in front of it. Oh, and I forgot to move my Mangy Rat up, too. That was a mistake. Oh, well.
Yeah, a small one, but...
It's relevant.
That's it.
Contraption. Interesting. So you're putting my guy on 2.
Yeah, good for later.
Very interesting.
The thing is with piercing projectile is since it sticks around and doesn't increase the countdown, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
In that sense, it's still threatening with bombard to makes every creature relevant. And here you see the power of useless contraption.
Yep, because basically that contraption traded with my Boghound, so it got to trade up. Yeah. I could have put my Harvester in front, and I really thought carefully about that, but I decided that the value of the Harvester was going to be just a little too high, and though now I'm going to end up losing it to your Boom Reaver. Probably should have played it behind the Mangy Rat, but hindsight 2020. We're going to see if I can't get some of that value back.
Being my usual friendly self here, I'm same thing as always. I'm playing a previous top 10 deck into your recently built one.
Into our goofy experimental build.
That's okay. Just to look good.
It gives us a good vantage point.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that my Harvester can survive with 1 health here, but it is clearly not going to. But at least with the Revenant spawns, I can deal a little bit of damage here.
Yeah, unless I had the useless contraption. The power of the useless contraption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But it's basically the thing about this deck is really that it's all about those resource utilization plays. I mean, we've been pretty good with it, both of us here so far, but I don't know. I think that maybe you whiffed a little bit on one of your turns and didn't have a full. I don't know if you had the.
I missed one resource on 1 turn.
Yeah, and that's not too bad. I think I've been able to play all of mine so far, but and that's the thing also with why I played the piercing projectile there on that turn, just to keep being resource efficient.
Yeah, and it's paying dividends now, being at the critical 4 attack value.
Yeah,
and exactly. Your useless contraption traded up yet again. I had to use a cursed presence to get through it.
Exactly. Here's a little bit harder.
I'm gonna have to deal with that Boom Reaver, and this is not going super well.
Here I'm contemplating not using all of my resources here just because there's one of those turns where it's less prudent to do so. Don't really like the place I have. I might actually do that anyways. I'm gonna do one of these. I'm gonna do one of these zoning plays here.
Okay.
Looks pretty useless, but I mean, there's nowhere on the board you can put place. So I might dud some of your resources here, or trade very efficiently with my copper. So
interesting.
Pretty much sacrificing a scroll here just to keep the pressure up.
And I am going to try to get my Rot Eater going if I can.
Well, the sad news is that you can't, probably.
No.
Not allowed to.
There's a lot of spells you can play that blow out my board here.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out which one I'm actually playing here.
I was like, Thunder Surge, Blind Rage, Burn, Spark.
Actually, all of the 3 I have in hand, but 3 different
Bombard.
ones. They all
Take your
kill
pick.
you.
Well, it's tradition that the first game goes your way when we do these test games.
It's possible that I'm not calculating on the conduit trigger, though.
It doesn't work consistently, I swear, so who knows.
I think it might be... Oh, it's so tough to tell which one it is. Should I go for resource efficiency here?
Never. You should just pass the turn and hit my idols. Take out my middle idol.
I can tell you what I have. I have Machinated, Bombard, and Burn.
Oh,
and can you figure it out which one I'm actually going to play?
I think Burn's got to be the play.
But then the conduit spawns.
The conduit spawns, but there's only a 1 in 3 chance that it blocks Oh, the conduit would take a damage too, so no matter where the Revenant spawns. Or maybe I'm just trying to trick you.
I guess you get one Revenant attack.
Yeah, which won't even get through your gun auto.
No, I think I'm fine with that.
Okay, so you're a little ahead, and I'm okay with that.
And I think the other two are better to keep around. The Machinated actually kind of kills my Boom Reaver in a sense also, so it's now it's still a very threatening piece of presence.
And I have to give you some free idle damage.
Yeah, that's true. Didn't even calculate on that. Well, this one seems free. Same thing here. I'm gonna... Where am I? I'm thinking resource efficiency again. Tempted to play something here, but... But on the other hand, if I would play it, I mean, I have a projectile here as well, and it's great on the Dust Runner. On the other hand, it's fairly vulnerable at only 2 health, so... Yeah, but I'm against it, but I'm passing. I don't like it in principle, but I'm passing.
Sometimes it's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm in an awkward position where I can't continue to siege you the board, but I certainly can't just stand here and take this shot. If you have any tricks at all, you get to kill both of my creatures. Trick including Spark. So I have to move away.
Yeah, here it would be interesting. Which one would you rather have here? Sickening Fumes or
the Draining Mist?
I guess Draining. I guess Sickening Fumes is much better against the Bombard, right?
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, if you miss your entire attack with Sickening Fumes, then it's basically it's 2 turns till you get attack anyway, so you get the same effect plus the protection from Bombard.
Yeah.
At least with small creatures.
Yeah, exactly.
That piercing projectile is carrying its weight.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very menacing.
Yeah, quite. And now I have to do this math again. I cannot just continue to give you the middle or you will just kill me. So I need to move down at some point, but I'm risking so much by doing so. But I think if I win this game, it's because I move down and you're unable to capitalize.
I think it's your very likely chance of losing the game the very next turn if you don't move down either.
Exactly.
So. But it's definitely a little bit of a...
It's terrifying.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't. So, yeah.
But maybe my Blight Bearer will trade nicely, and maybe you won't have Machinated Piercing Projectile for that Dust Runner to wipe my entire second row. Maybe. Maybe
Santa is... can I kill you here now? Question.
Well, I certainly hope not. You're in Sweden, I'm in Nebraska.
Very close to it. Oh, left. I have some reach, but not that much. Now they're in the wrong order, I think. But I mean, I can wipe your stuff, but I don't think I can kill. I mean, it's almost like I have lethal if I move down in the last row. I don't need to have much for that. I think I'm a point off lethal. Here, yeah, I'm 1 point short of lethal. Might have botched it. I had the Dust Runner also. I could have played. But let's see now. I think I Machinate there. I Bombard. I think that can just move up. I think.
Is my Blight Bear gonna live?
Yeah, I think he does.
All right, I got a creature.
Oh, I miscalculated. No, I didn't. Okay, I didn't. I wasn't sure how this worked with the simultaneous attack there, but it actually worked out. I was
okay.
not sure if the last one would have one more health there, but I think if I accidentally killed the Blightbear there, he would have lived, because then he would have gotten another point of health. It would have happened before.
This is true.
I
think I'm okay if you don't have more bombards.
That would have been good for you, wouldn't it? But I think I'm a point short here again.
Can't quite get that top idol.
Can I draw? Well, I'm point short on the middle.
I guess.
Oh no! Wait, no, I'm not short. I'm not. I'm just not thinking. I haven't sacked. No, and can I actually? Oh, I botched it. I could have hasted them before.
Haha.
Oh well.
It's a different episode where we'll talk about not missing lethal.
Yeah, that's not for this one. Well, let's make the best of it then, since I can't really.
Oh, Bombard, you would have affected my Cursemonger in the past, but no longer.
Yeah, I would have killed you here in the past also. So maybe that was a good thing. No, but I think I had it there if I just thought about it. I could have let the creatures play the creatures first, haste down instead, and then. But you have some puzzles to solve here.
Yeah, how to best just survive. All your stuff is ranged, so poor Festering Freak is unimpressive.
You have something on the bottom row?
Oh, right, forgot about that. I do.
Good call.
Yeah.
See if I have something here. Can I... No, I don't think that does it.
I'm excited. If I get to see next turn, then I get to actually kill some of your guys.
I didn't say that, though. Well, I guess it's...
Oh, that might just do it. Boom, says the Reaver.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna concede.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how many mislethals I have in this game, but it's probably a couple.
Several.
But
boom.
That's why I. Nope. You live a turn.
All right. Maybe my Harvester will get a strike, and I'll come back. Maybe you'll forget that your guys in the bottom row are there and move them up.
It's also possible.
Oh dear. I'm gonna make that attack painful if I can pull it off. Okay, have to block bottom. Have to block top. I guess I don't have to, but I'm choosing to.
Yeah. Still haven't blocked bottom, though.
That's okay. You have won this one.
Oh. See if I can. It's still not enough.
Fury.
Still not enough. I have. Well, I can do. No, it's not enough. Damn it. Oh, good game.
Good game. So that I made a misplay with that. What was it? The Meyer Shambler early on, and while I only lost like one potential card there, it really did snowball pretty viciously.
Yeah, I think that my misplay there was actually that I had an Iron Whip that I sacked.
Ah.
I could have played gone up to 4 and played Gun Auto and Iron Whip, which would probably play and then move down. But hindsight.
Hindsight. So if you want to challenge your way, you can pick whatever deck you would like.
Let's see how you fare versus something like this then.
Okay. I have the pleasure of going first as well.
I'm playing a slower deck this time.
Okay.
Tell you, at least.
I'm going to gamble and try a new starting hand and found one that I like a little bit better. So now I have range over the whole board.
Yep. That looks good.
Summons.
Someone says. Well, this deck, I never remember how it works.
No Kabonk. Kabonk!
Kabonk. And then there was Kabonk.
So be it.
Yeah. There's some interesting interaction in this this deck that I never remember how exactly they work.
Oh yeah? I'm curious to see. Oh, growth.
See what it is now.
Okay. I'm getting tricky. Oh, and you're going to even float it out there. Maybe I wish I could get down there, but I can't.
Yeah, I can never remember what actually triggers this now.
Surely you have a spell.
Yeah, I do, but I don't remember if it triggers it or not. Well, I'll play it safe and assume it does.
Eye of Eagle? Oh, like a Frost Gale or something? Heritage? Yes, that should trigger.
It should trigger. Okay, good.
Yeah. Alright, so you're playing more of a control deck, and I've got my aggro ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, so it's a classic matchup.
Yeah.
Here's a matchup. I think your deck should be a little bit better also with having lots of pressure, basically.
Yeah. And nope, that was my first awkward turn. I curved out nicely until that, and I drew Lifestealer with an empty hand, so I wasn't able to go up to 5 to play him. Okay. I want to put as much pressure on you as I can.
Yep. Incidentally, this is a matchup where Harvester is actually a little bit worse, just because of... I mean, it's good that it attacks eventually, but it's usually dies the same spells that everything else does as well. So
right. So what was it? Last turn I played the Boghound instead of a Harvester. Oh, that's quite the interaction.
Yeah, I like that one.
So you're on double the resources I am on round 6.
Seems about right.
Now let's see what you're going to punish me with.
Not much. Condit is pretty nice here as well.
Yes, definitely.
It's a hard question here: how much you value idle damage and how much you value the. But I'm thinking idle damage all day, right?
Oh, I meant
and especially
to,
could be important also to remember to try to take one idle fairly soon here, just
rather
so that
than
get the Boghounds.
Yeah.
the boghounds to attack for much more.
Yeah, and note I took out that structure, and that's only because I wanted to protect my conduit from another veteran. I meant to leave my tribesmen in front, but then had a brain fart and forgot that's what I was doing.
Uh-huh. Well, that happens.
And I definitely want to get as an idle down if I can before you start Imperial resourcing.
That could be good.
Righteous Partisan, so much value. I haven't complained about Righteous Partisan this episode, have I? Every other episode I do.
Do you want to?
Please take away the cantrip. Sister of the Fox. Please, that can keep the cantrip.
That's the entire.
I'm okay with that.
That's the entire thing.
Yeah.
The scroll. Want to take away the cantrip?
Oh,
okay, yeah. Oh well.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it needs to have something changed for it, I think.
Yeah.
So, decisions here.
8 cards in hand, 9 resources, but only 6 of each.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I know most of... Is this Blinky's list that you're playing?
Close to. I think I've changed it a little bit.
Okay. So I have a pretty solid idea what tricks you might have.
Yeah, no, I think it's a fairly straightforward one.
It's a go draw deck for those that haven't been around for a while.
Nope. Completely. You read me like a book. Very well done. But I have a hard time telling which one I should cast here.
You should just pass. You should always just pass.
I don't think so. Seems wrong. Looks wrong. Feels wrong too.
Frostgale on the Quake next turn's not bad.
No, that's true.
Just playing more memorials is always good.
Mm.
You know, if those weren't structures, if they were just spells, I'd feel a little bit better about them. Oh, Partisan. There's the Frostgale setting up for Quake next turn. Oh, and I'm in a difficult decision with my draw. I think I have to go this route. And then sacrificed into another difficult decision. Very interesting. You are on 7, so if you're going to do Frostgale Quake... Okay.
Yes.
Knowing that... If you just had Quake resources, I would play differently, but knowing that, we're going to assume you don't have it with my movement positioning.
Mm. Yeah, this deck actually ramps very well. The memorials it gets is much better than most other memorials. I mean, if you look at just being in 11 on turn 9, it's...
Yes, Stone Pact is just as good as the old memorials used to be, basically, and obviously slightly worse, but pretty darn close. And then the Order one,
heritage, the heritage combo with that one is pretty good.
And it's like tailor-made for this deck, where you've got the summons as well, and kabonks, and all sorts of cheap spells you can trigger it with.
Pretty much.
There's the Quake. And the follow-up Frostgale. And now we're counting on my Lifestealer. If you double Kabonk, I'll be a little bit sad. Pushback's pretty good, too.
Not so good, but it's, I mean, it's your turn.
Yeah.
So it slows you down a lot. It's almost like a removal in this deck. It doesn't necessarily make the board here, so it is temporarily removed.
Yeah. And now I am playing from a pretty big disadvantage, but I have a chance.
You do have a chance.
But the game will probably end round 24 with a CISP victory. But I'm going to fight it out at least for a few more rounds.
Cool.
Oh dear. Something that's helpful is things like Lifestealer that just have a lot of health, because that's going to make him use pushbacks to deal with it, or haste and some sort of pump.
Yeah, true that.
And he's correctly defending his 4 health idol.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm in a Scrolls cast mode still where I want to commentate on everything you do.
No, that's fine.
It's a hard habit to break.
It's helpful.
And Sister of the Fox, okay.
Damn. Hmm.
Let's see here. Let's see, you could have Veteran. It's too late for me to do anything about it, so I'll pass the turn. But you could have Veteran Ragged to make my Lifestealer very sad. So that's the only thing I could have potentially positioned around there. Or Kabonk Veteran, I suppose.
Yep.
So I could have put the Ripper in front, but that would have meant losing 2 idle damage, because I would have had to move my Festering Freak. Oh dear. Okay. Now we're going to try to position.
Round 13, 17 resources.
I know it. It's pretty good. Let's see if I can get an attack off here.
Yeah, looks likely. No, okay. That works too. Question is how I do it.
I want to see a Releros God Hand combo right here.
That would have been awesome. I think let's do this.
Pushback's a good start.
Guess there's no point in.
And there's the God Hand. So I don't get to get an attack off, but it was a valiant effort.
Yeah. That it was.
I do get to deal 2 idle damage with my Loyal Darkling, though, so that's something. Alright. Well, that will about seal it, so in the interest of time, I'm going to concede, and we can run round 3 real quick. Good game.
Yep, sounds good.
Go Draw's a fun deck to play.
It's to play, yes.
I would like.
Aptly put so.
A lot of people really dislike playing against it, and I'm not going to pretend that it's fun to play against. But I would rather play against Go Draw than a lot of the other decks that are out there. But that's just me, I suppose.
I don't hate playing it against it either. Actually,
it's hard to play against
fun games because
when you have a slow deck like Decay, I don't have any tricks. Like everything I do is telegraphed 2 turns in advance, so you get to plan and decide exactly how to stop it.
Yeah, I don't think that you're necessarily like. I think maybe I'm a slightly favored there, but it's definitely a game.
Yeah,
I had a good start, so it helped a bit, but I don't think it was obvious.
And I do like the anima conduits in that matchup. They die to the quake, but at least they get a little bit of value before that. Ooh, and you get to go first finally.
Yeah. Now I'm playing an old favorite.
Is it going to be Gojo's? No, you didn't have a 1-drop.
No, that would have been fun actually to see if it was a really old favorite. No, it's actually a little bit more recent than that. You'll see.
Interesting. So we'll see what that might be. And then that's an interesting opening hand. I'll give it a try. Knowing that you have a growth, I'm going to lead differently than I would otherwise. Mm-hmm. I think you're playing tokens.
You might be right.
And I don't remember if your version of tokens has a Ragged Wolf, but I'm pretending that I don't know you're playing tokens.
Masterclass read there. Yeah, I think we had put in Ragged there.
I know I did in my version.
Yeah, I don't remember actually if I changed this one. This is a good play for you.
Yeah, so we get to see the value of the 1-drops filling out the curve when you have an otherwise awkward turn.
Yeah, exactly. Here,
Triple Ragged Wolf.
Could have been good. No, not so fancy. But I have something cool here.
Does that mean it's going to start with a no ID?
Actually, I'm thinking of going the no ID here. I have something cooler in town. Let's do it. Why not? YOLO.
The Sand-Packed Memorial. Into the Forge. Into the Copper. Oh dear. Oh dearie me.
I actually had no idea that I sacked those, but it felt like going down to 0 scrolls maybe wasn't the best thing when I'm at 3
wasn't
growth.
The play there?
No, not when I'm 3 growth. No, I think so.
Okay, well, you get to kill my Ripper. Fair enough.
Well, I would have positioned a bit differently there.
I should have gone down to threaten the Forge.
I think you could have stayed in the middle, actually. Even.
Could I have done that while protecting? Yes, I absolutely could have. So that was definitely a mistake.
I think it would have been better because then you can threaten the Forge. Now you're gonna just get idle damage. Well, I'm certainly gonna do this. But now you're treading in the middle instead.
And that's Sandbag. Oh, I guess that's maybe why I moved up, is I wanted to deal the idle damage to kill your silly Memorial. But, oh well.
The Memorial is still relevant. Yeah. Conduit is not bad, I have to say.
I really like Conduit. Would have rather my Shambler go the other direction, but what you gonna do?
Yeah, I can't have it all. I think I have to brave and attack here.
Into the poison?
I don't know. Yeah, no, it's nothing to poison, that's for sure. But you wish. No, I'm thinking I have a Noggin nest here. I don't know if I want to actually block for here or. But I think actually I'm fine with
letting the Forge take a little bit of a hit.
Yeah, I can't really reliably block for both of them. I think.
Yeah.
So I think I will have to do this. Because if I put it in the top there, you still threaten it with lethal. So, am I blocking there? Am I blocking down? Or it's like, if you put the Shambler in the middle there, then I can't really make the right call. So, then he really gets to shine.
So now I'm trying to threaten as much.
It's so fun to attack into this.
I know. What do you want to hit?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? I assume I want to hit this one. I hope it spawns behind it now. No! In front, I mean. I got what I wished for, but I wished for the wrong thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I definitely want to control this carefully.
So are we saying that the decks that we're building on this show can only beat the decks that we're building on this show?
That's something you're saying.
Is that, no, I think actually, didn't you run pretty good last time?
Yeah, last time went pretty well.
Yeah.
But with the way this is going to work, I'm...
Yeah, you completely blanked this deck as well, though. I can remember. With the State Machine lock.
Yeah.
Oh, that was something.
Alright, so you might get to poison my Harvester. But I really want to take out either the Nog Nest. I really want to take out the Nog Nest.
Yeah. At your wish. Here I'm very tempted to sack for an energy here.
I don't want you to ever sacrifice for energy. You and your copper automatons. In every deck.
Yeah. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure, I have to admit. How do I do this?
You did sack for energy. Oh, Rat King. Didn't want to see that. Okay. Didn't give me a Revenant either.
No. I like you. Unhasted.
Okay.
Well, you're gonna get something with the Blightbear, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Something is gonna get poisoned. And something is gonna get killed. Yeah, he's pretty safe. Oh, interesting.
I think... I don't know if that's the right play, but it's the play that I'm making.
Yeah. I don't think it's the wrong play either, actually. I think it's... seems reasonable.
Fill the board.
Yeah, wow. Remember to just leave some space for your conduit to spawn also.
Yeah, I left one little slot. That's all I could really manage. Which is unfortunate, but at least it doesn't count down if...
Oh, complete dud on the draw there. That was not good.
You know, pretty soon we're going to have a nice library of these decks. We could have like an 8-person tournament. Everybody has to play one of the decks.
Yeah. Nah. Well, I guess I get an Harvester attack here soon also.
Yeah. So I'm not going to be able to get it down to the forge, I don't think.
I think I'll tear you from that as well.
Boom.
Yeah, the copper also. I didn't count on that. You have it already, though.
Yeah.
I will miscount it there with one. But I guess you only got one. Oh, wait.
One Revenant is all that time.
Is it because it couldn't spawn? Or?
Yeah, they were blocked.
It only damages when it spawns, right?
Yeah. So even if you miss the pop, you at least don't hurt your...
But I guess, regardless, I'm probably fine in having the attack here. I should just not lined up there, but...
Yeah.
Because I don't want you down by the pores when it triggers. Okay. You have taken out the forge?
Oh, I made a slight error. Shoot. Alright, I did everything right except I was going to put the Life Stealer to make sure the Shambler came down and deal 3 damage. But that's okay. We're going to hit this 50-50. No!
Could you take them out the forge at all? Completely?
I don't think so. I think I could. I'm positioned to deal 3 damage to it, and then I screwed it up. But
when I looked at it, I didn't think you could.
No,
so
but I wanted to get 3 on it if I could. But oh well.
Yeah, you're not in a bad spot though.
I think I'm just going to build nothing but Anima Conduit decks for the next 6 months. That's what I'm going to do. Our next week we'll do Energy Decay, Revenant, Copper Automaton, Anima Conduit build. And that's all we'll do. Throw some Rod Eaters and Harvesters in there. We've got a deck cooking.
I'm game. It's got some good value out of your Festering Freak at least.
Yeah, and that Forge had no choice but to spawn the gun there.
No, I didn't really have. I mean, they didn't want to give you a conduit token as well, and then also move my wetland in range of that. So,
right.
But I am. He's getting down there pretty fast now again. The Harvester. Count down in record time.
Yeah, though my positioning continues to be bad. I'm like half thinking through my turns because I'm having a conversation at the same time. I have a Rod Eater that I wanted smack in the middle, but instead he's just going to chill.
You're playing a Shambler and Rot Eater also, so I mean, this deck is extremely tricky to position with.
Yes.
So you shouldn't be. You're probably feeling it now also, but it's definitely not easy. So you shouldn't beat yourself up over that. I think.
And positioning is my weakness as a player. It's something that I've worked to improve on. I think I place units in a typical Decay deck pretty well, but then once I start shifting things around, sometimes I struggle.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That Festering Freak really carrying his weight this go.
Hmm. Well, I think I lost here, but I can do some fun plays.
No end of reason tricks.
Not necessarily, no.
Uh-oh. On 6 energy. Look at him take advantage of it. We don't need no stinking rallying.
Maybe I should have actually. I could have fewered there. Maybe that was a better play.
Yeah.
Get another wolf.
Yeah. Take out like a Shambler or something.
Yeah. No, it's pretty game.
Alright, I get a Revenant.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Has the token deck actually won the game yet?
You know, I don't know. I beat the AI with it. It can beat hard AI like a champion, but I mean, most
I think if we get the patch here, we can actually next time we can promise our viewers that we're actually gonna build actual decks next time.
Yeah.
Then we can look at how to adapt to a new meta, for instance.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
For now, though, we're stuck with this.
These are top of the line decks. Come on.
Yeah.
Any deck you throw together in 65 minutes is top of the line.
I have to abuse the fact that you can't.
Can't get the countdown right now. On the conduit.
Yeah. I have to abuse that right now. On the other hand, you get the countdown on the Harvester. So
yeah.
I guess that works too.
Yeah, that's okay with me.
Yeah, I think we call it there.
All right, fair enough.
But do you want to attack into me?
I want to attack just for the funsies, but
absolutely.
Here it comes, rawr. All right, good game.
Good game. Let's see if I can pull off a miracle play here at the
end. On
this
turn.
Yeah, it's like if I play no ID into...
No ID, always a good start.
Fury!
Into? Where's the hammer? What's the... Oh! Wow, took out 4 idols in one play. Great turn.
Yeah, good.
All right. Well, we'll probably go ahead and wrap this episode up there. So that's 3 test games. Well, I guess before we do that... I want to load up the deck again and just see how we thought certain cards performed. If there's any, what if any tweaks we might want to make.
Or you don't think you were missing Oblivion Seeker there because
no.
you pretty much had a full hand all the time and definitely wanted more pressure on the board.
Yeah.
If anything, I would maybe were even a little high on Life Stealers.
I did like the Life Stealers, but yeah, there were times where they were a little awkward when I was on 3 or 4 resources.
Were you missing Conduit? I don't know if the energy matchup would have gone differently with the Conduit. Don't think that.
With which scroll?
We're missing Damning Curse.
Damning Curse, okay. It would have been nice to take out the guy in back. I did have one turn where I could have Cursemonger Brainliced it, but then I wouldn't have been able to do a lot. I think I played 2 creatures instead, and I think the 2 creatures was the right play. Of course, you had multiple Bombards the next few turns to prove that wrong, but I think I might go up to the 3rd Brainlice. Because of the triple Cursemonger and the triple Cursed Presence, I think that becomes the Damning Curse.
Do you take up a Life Stealer then, or I would probably cut top of the card. Would you cut the Witch Doctor? Yeah,
I could cut a Witch Doctor. Like I had a hard time getting to 6 definitely, so I could see going down to
I think we can
Witch
cut
Doctors.
Yeah.
And then so that's the first change I would make. And then I feel like I liked the 1-drops. Mangy Rat's pretty underwhelming, but
it's there,
filling the role as best he can.
Yeah, and it's also actually you can't with 3 Shamblers and 3 Soul Steals.
Yeah,
you shouldn't undervalue either the ability to just drop something and influence the movement.
Yes, that's very true.
Because if you can get those to attack where you want them to, the deck is actually very powerful. There's a ton of damage coming the opponent's ways, and they can't really hide from it either.
Right, because it can travel so far.
And that role it does pretty well. Probably a little bit better also than a Scavenger Construct would in that sense, because Scavenger Construct you don't really want to drop anywhere, but Mandarin you can always move if you put it somewhere.
So you can put it in that awkward position and then shift it somewhere a little bit better afterwards.
Yeah. I think that we're good with not having the structures in there, just especially also because of the Shambler and the Soul Steals, because that would have made your movement even harder. I think even with the Conduit, it's a little bit restricting. So
it is, and that's the definite downside of Conduit is you kind of have to put it in one of those back tiles, and it really restricts your movement. You have to think very carefully on crowded boards about where to position everything, which is already challenging, and it kind of limits what you can do. But I think that the value you get, I mean, basically. Potentially 4 kills for that.
And I mean it's just synergizes with everything. That deals damage and also counts down Harvester very, very rapidly as we saw in the last game. So I think it's definitely a very, very threatening scroll when you have it on the board.
But I like it at 2. In every game I had one in play and 1 in hand that I sacrificed, so I wouldn't want to go up to the 3rd one, I don't think.
No, I think it looks pretty good. Maybe we should add this 3rd Second in Fumes, but I could live without it also. I mean, it's if I would cut anything there, then I would probably cut from the top also again. I think
maybe one of the Life Stealers.
Yeah, could cut that for the 3rd Second in Fumes, I think.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll leave this there as our Decay slide, and I'll throw the deck up on Scrollger for those that want to play around with it. It's not necessarily competitive, but you could certainly beat hard AI with it pretty easily. You can probably rank up to 1650 with something like this relatively easy.
I was in top 10 with a month ago with Orchard Undead. So I mean the Decay creature deck is definitely viable. And it felt pretty powerful. It does basically in a growth meta. It does fill that particular role of being able to. I mean, if you do growth on growth, you have a bit of a problem dealing with the Braves, especially early. This deck doesn't really have that much of a problem between Brain Lice and Soul Steal and so on.
Yeah.
So you have the spot removal for the problematic scrolls, and you also have these like don't attack into me stuff. And have also the trifecta of Witch Doctor, Rot Eater, and Harvester, which are all pretty good anti-growth stuff.
Absolutely.
So I think it definitely has a place in that particular meta. I did like the Orchard variant of it. So, but Decay is not as dead as they make it out to be. No pun intended. Could you even say it's undead?
It's undead. It's coming back.
It's gonna rise in the next patch. I feel it. It's always like
I'm so excited for the next patch. Yeah. There's nothing like particular like the Blight Seed change is really big, but I think a couple of the small changes will strengthen it quite a bit. So I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm ready for it just shift around a little bit. I think that the current meta, even though it's been pretty growth heavy, has still been pretty diverse and enjoyable. But I'm ready for a small change now to shake it up, I think.
Well, great. Well, we'll leave this here. This has been Scrolls Rack number 3, Decay, Sly with Smogan and Sisp. You can check out more on the Badger Guild YouTube channel. We've got a couple other decks you can take a look at. So thank you for watching.
Thank you, mates.
Adios.